We mentioned this earlier, important new developments in the effort to see Donald Trump's tax returns. A federal judge ruled today the president cannot withhold his financial records from prosecutors in Manhattan. The DA subpoenaed Trump's tax returns last month. We reported on it here as part of its investigation into hush money payments made to cover up alleged affairs. They're interested in possible violations of state law this time around. Trump's lawyers tried to argue the president can't be criminally investigated. Period. A federal judge today rejected that claim flat out. Quote, this court cannot endorse such a categorical and limitless assertion of presidential immunity from judicial process. He went on to say this court finds aspects of such a doctrine repugnant to the nation's governmental structure and constitutional values. President, in his way, responded on Twitter. The radical left Democrats, capital letters all, have failed on all fronts, so now they are pushing local New York City and state Democrat prosecutors to go get President Trump. A thing like this has never happened to any president before, not even close. Trump's lawyers appealed the ruling, and the Second Circuit Court of Appeals quickly ordered a stay. That stops the clock. It means his tax returns are going to remain private for now. Oral arguments are set on that appeal later this month. As a reminder, the president's former personal attorney, Michael Cohen, spending a 3-year sentence in federal prison for his role in those payments in violation of campaign finance rules in the case where the president was named an unindicted co-conspirator. For more, we welcome to this broadcast Andrea Bernstein, senior editor for politics and policy at New York Public Radio WNYC, where importantly, she also is the host of the podcast Trump Inc. Welcome to you. I know you were surprised by the outcome in court today. Why is that?
Well, I wouldn't say I was surprised by the outcome, but the ferocity and strength of the opinion was something else. The judge said he basically rejected out of hand the Trump attorney's arguments and said that, you remember during the Mueller investigation, Mueller said that, OK, it's Justice Department policy. You cannot indict a sitting president. Well, what the judge said is that Trump's lawyers are arguing you can not only not indict a sitting president, but you can't investigate a sitting president, nor can you investigate anyone around that president. So
that would put a president above the law.
Not only the president, but anybody that he has worked with. So the judge pointed out that the prosecutors are looking into the president, his business, unnamed third parties, and that if the investigation is impeded, as it has been by this delay in turning over the tax returns, then those people as well don't face justice. It's sort of like if you take the argument to the logical conclusion, the judge is saying, yes, if the president went on Fifth Avenue and shot somebody, no local DA could look at anybody who might have conspired with the president under this line of thinking. So it was a very bold decision, a 75-page decision in which he went back and he started to cite the founders, saying the founders were warning against this, and they set up our system so that it wouldn't be subject to monarchy and to having people outside the rule of law. So it was unambiguous. When I was in court last week, it wasn't necessarily clear from the judge's questioning of the lawyers what direction he was going to go, but he made it clear today.
Federal judge likes keeping their cards close to the vest. For people who may assume that if this prevails, if the returns get seen by the New York DA, ergo the public gets to see those returns, is there any guarantee in there, or would they remain under seal for the public? They
would remain under seal because this is part of a grand jury criminal investigation in New York. And the question is, we know from Michael Cohen's testimony and documents that he released that the Trump organization said it was paying him a retainer. That retainer, some $420,000, was actually to reimburse him for the hush money payment. So under New York law, that could be a felony, and that's what the DA is looking into. However, it's a grand jury investigation, so it's all covered by secrecy. And this is one of the things that was pointed out in the decision today, is not made public. And in fact, people are prevented by law from revealing that information unless and until it becomes part of a criminal indictment and or a court proceeding. So that's the only way that the public would know. Obviously, what is significant is no one outside the Trump organization, the president and his accountants have seen those tax returns. So this would be a case where some independent outside authority could examine them. And there are all sorts of questions that have been raised over the years about the president's tax returns and what they tell us about his business. So to have a prosecutor examine to see whether they're on the up and up would certainly be a interesting first step, although we in the press would not have them, which is obviously something that we dearly want so that we can compare them to other statements and disclosures that he's made.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.